This season of Beyond the Brand is brought to you by Leader. For more information, visit leader.co. We often think that to change the world, we need to make a massive headline-grabbing donation. But our next guest believes the real power lies in the habit of giving. Jonathan Donath is the co-founder of Daily Giving, an innovative platform that empowers thousands of people to become daily philanthropists for as little as $1 a day. By pooling these small gifts, he is facilitating millions of dollars in impact for organizations worldwide. Please welcome the man making giving a daily ritual. And Jonathan, daily giving is such a simple concept. I mean, we're talking $1 a day. Where did that inspiration come from?
About 8 years ago, someone told me about this video on YouTube of a near-death experience, and I watched it, and I was just always kind of intrigued by near-death experiences. And this gentleman had basically, he admits he was a very bad man, and he was died of a drug overdose. And what happened was, he explains the story before he came back to life. He felt like he was in this black abyss of pain and suffering for what felt like 2 billion years. And the message he got was, you don't even have one single mitzvah, one good deed to elevate your soul, is essentially what he felt. And so, like, kind of the message he got was, while we're here on this earth, we have to take action now. We're here to help others. And that was his message. And I finished watching that video, and I walked into my local synagogue, and I put $1 in the charity box, which is a common custom. And at that moment, I had the only epiphany I had in my entire life, which was that no matter how much money I give to charity, I still get a mitzvah, a good deed, for this $1. Like, I am actually being a giver, and I'm helping for $1. I was like, what a deal. Like, I want to make sure that I'm a giver every day for $1. So I ran home, and I started Googling, is anyone doing this? And I couldn't find anyone doing it. And I called up my website guy, and I said, what do you think of this idea? And he said, it's amazing. I said, can you build me a website? He said, sure. So he spent the next couple months, like, becoming a formal nonprofit, doing all the paperwork, the lawyers, all that. And on January 1st, 2019, Daily Giving was born. And we basically have automated this platform to try to get people all over the world to give at least $1 of charity together every single day. And every day we give the entire amount to a different incredible nonprofit all over the world. And this week, just a couple of days ago, we gave out our 32nd millionth dollar. And now we're giving out almost $9 million a year. We have over 24,000 givers from 51 countries, all giving at least $1 a day. Every day, our givers get an email that tells them where their money goes that day. It's completely transparent with a video and a link, so people can learn more about the organization, and people feel good about it themselves, right? I don't have to tell you, Kelly, like, our bodies are pinging and vibrating all day long with this bad news, from that thing, from the news. It's just constant. And then if you get an email every day, there's like, ding, it says, thank you for your donation. You actually get to feel good about yourself, because, like, oh yeah, I did something good today. I gave. We don't take a penny. 100 cents of every dollar goes to the charity. We fundraise separately for all our overhead, and that's kind of what we've been able to do over the last 7 years. What's the difference in people making a donation every single day versus writing a check for $365 one time during the year? I'm a chiropractor, and I know a lot about muscles, and giving is a muscle. People don't realize it. The great sage Maimonides, who was also a doctor, said that if you give $100 to one person, or $1 to 100 different people, you should actually give $1 to 100 different people, because that's what builds the giving muscle. Money is something we work so hard for, and it's hard for us to give it to charity. But the biggest reward you get for giving someone is that you're a giver. That's where the magic is. So by giving small amounts, but giving them regularly and building that giving muscle, become more and more that we become the giver. It's amazing that there are people that we have to give money to, and they're poor people, and they're widows, and there's people with cancer and all that. And then, of course, we should pick the best place to give the money. But what people don't understand is that the greatest impact is on us. And that's the power of giving, even micro donations. Now, you were talking about that these funds, 100% of them, go out to different organizations. How do you vet those organizations? We have a whole team of lawyers that, Harvard-trained lawyers that volunteer. Some are volunteers, some are paid to give back. And so we do a lot of due diligence. We have a whole due diligence team. We have a board, we have an allocation committee, and we have a rabbinical council. All that kind of go through this many layers. Like last year we had 700 applications from organizations that wanted to get money from us. So it's a whole it's a whole thing. And we feel basically just from the last 7.5 years of giving and understanding what our givers like, that it's a diversified portfolio of charities. So by giving $1 a day, you can help almost everyone, because we give to orphans and widows and poverty and cancer and substance abuse and mental health and special needs and life-saving and education. There's just so many different ways. So for, we constantly get hit. There's envelopes in the mail every day. People are calling every day. This sob story, that person, like there's so much need. And there's also, I think, giving fatigue. And some people have giving fatigue as we get asked and asked and asked. So it's all part of it. But for $1 a day, you could help everyone. You feel like you're helping everyone. So $1, what's $1? But when you have 24,000 people giving $1 every day together, it's almost $9 million a year. I've had people say like, wow, with daily giving, I feel like I'm a big philanthropist because I'm giving $24,000 every day.
Everybody is a big philanthropist. All they have to do is participate in daily giving. Now, daily giving has grown exponentially, but what's been the biggest challenge for you?
My own expectations and ambition to, people sometimes say like, can you believe there's 24,000 people doing this? And I'm like, I think it was my naivety when I started. I thought we'd have like 100,000 people in like no time. And it was like a rude awakening that I think that even though our satisfaction rate from our daily givers is so high and everyone loves being a part of it, like I said before, it's just human nature that God made it really hard for us to part with our money. That is such a great benefit for us that he had to make it difficult. And so even though it's $1 a day, if people don't do it right away, they'll be like, wow, that's a great idea. If they take that moment and they sign up at dailygiving.org, then they sign up. But if not, I remember the first year I went to a conference and I spoke to 1,000 different people because I brought 1,000 business cards and I gave out every single one. And I didn't just go hand them out. I had 1,000 conversations. And out of those 1,000 people, at least 100 were like, wow, this is amazing. I'm 100% going to sign up. And out of those over 100 that said for sure, and I was very certain they were going to do it, only 6 signed up. And that was a real wake up to understand that if people don't take action right away, squirrel, we're in a distracted society. Everything's, we don't have a lot of attention span. So if someone hears this and they're like, wow, that's a great idea. I want to be a giver. I want to give every day. Go to dailygiving.org. It takes literally about 30 seconds to sign up and you can be a giver every day.
That's perfect. You've seen some incredible stories of impact. Is there one specific project or moment that stands out in your mind?
Yeah, there was one story that I love to tell because it really embodies what daily giving is. And one time a gentleman signed up for daily giving, and then a minute later signed up a second time, and a third time, and 5 times in 5 minutes. And I called him to thank him, and I asked him, why did you sign up 5 different times? He said, I wanted to sign up for each family member, for my children, to learn about charity. And I was like, wow, that's so beautiful. How old are your kids? And he said they're 1, 2, and 4. He said, I already reserved their Gmail addresses. So now in 9 or 10 years, when I give them their passwords and they open up their emails for the very first time, they're going to see one email, but that one email is going to be repeated thousands of times. Thank you for your donation. And they're going to realize they've been givers their entire lives.
That is beautiful. Again, Jonathan, where can folks go to find out more information and to become a giver?
It's dailygiving.org. And one of the things that I think people really like is our transparency. You could click on at the calendar and see how much money was given on each day. You could click and read about each beneficiary organization. And some people say, well, I don't get to choose. What if I don't like one of the organizations? And the sages say that the highest form of charity is when you give to someone and they don't know who's giving. You don't know where it's going and they don't know who's getting it. So it's actually there are going to be some organizations that look, there's 100 organizations we give to. So some are going to really be like, wow, I love that. Maybe I already give to that organization. And some you might have never heard of. And maybe you wouldn't have otherwise given it to it. But the merit is even higher when you don't know. And maybe even you don't want one of your dollars to go to this organization. But it's going to go to everyone. And it's really a beautiful thing.
Jonathan, thanks so much for your time and continued success with dailygiving.org.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.